Hey guys, it's Randy Cooke here. I want to walk you through my drum set, setup, and my rig for the Brit Floyd show, which is presenting the music of Pink Floyd and drumming of Nick Mason. Here we have Yamaha Absolute Hybrid maple shells. I have the shallower depths, 10, 12, and a 13 rack tom, 14 and 16 floor toms. So three up, two down. This is one of Yamaha's more recent wood shell types, and they meet in the middle between the warmth of maple with a little bit of aggression for pop and rock playing. So you get this sort of hybrid, hence the name, of warmth that works great in the studio, but then live cuts really nice for live shows. My snare is a 14x7 recording custom stainless steel snare. Again, one of the new offerings from Yamaha, and it's just amazing. What I love about this snare is its versatility. Even though it's 7-inch depth, you can, of course, play it on the deeper side, tune it down, and have that big fat sound that you get from these drums. But if you tune it up a little bit and crank it a little tighter, you still get a great crack and a great pop. It's just a great, versatile sounding snare drum. These snares sound so good. Moving on, I'm using Zildjian cymbals, which I've used for decades and decades. And I do feel that this cymbal company is the world's best cymbal company. And I feel that way because of all of the different tonalities, and sizes and shapes and colors that you can get for all of the applications that you need. In this case, we're using dark thin crash, 18 here, another 18 sweet crash over here, and this is one of the effect cymbals which I love. Over here we have a 21-inch sweet ride, a K sweet ride, and you know these these cymbals are picked for their purpose and their application in this setting, and they work beautifully. You know, they're warm, and they have the right amount of sustain. Of course, right in front we have two little splash cymbals. These are both 8 inches, both Zildjian. This is an A custom. This is also an A custom, but it's, as you can see, somebody got hungry and had a little bit of lunch. This one has some effects holes drilled into it, which I love. Holding up all of these drums and looking super cool is Yamaha's Hex Rack. We've actually combined 2 rack sets to make one kit, and you'll see how they join in the center. You'll see the 2 centerpieces, and it just it's easy for touring. It's a quicker setup, and it looks really neat. You don't have all of the bottoms of stands for cymbals and drums cluttering up the stage. Looks really groovy. To my left, I have the classic vintage Remo Roto Toms. These are integral in Pink Floyd's music. This was part of Nick Mason's drum setup way back when, and still is. He actually used more than this. He usually had 2 more down here or 3 more, so you know, either 5 or 6. Back behind me here is the Roland SPDX sample pad. I trigger a couple of samples for the beginning of a song called Yet Another Movie, and that's what you need. You need, for any sort of electronics applications, you're going to need something fun and cool like that, and that's what we're using. You've probably seen the other video with Ryan Sranich, and he has one over there too. So we use them on stage to trigger the samples that we need for this show. I'm also using the new FP9 chain drive, single chain drive Yamaha kick drum pedal. It's got a little bit of a longer footboard. The action is smooth as butter. It feels great. I can't say enough about how great it feels. Of course, they now have the spring adjustment vertically so that you don't have to reach under the pedal to get at it, which makes it really amazing to do any quick spring tension changes. So the rest of the hardware is Yamaha, standard Yamaha Pro hardware, the hardware that we've all come to know for decades and decades as the world's best hardware. I'm using an Apple iPad to read my cheat notes, And I'm also using a Bluetooth page turner. I'm using the AirTurn Duo to do it Bluetooth wirelessly to turn the pages. I kind of use my left heel to trigger that, and it obviously changes the pages for me. Lastly, I'm also a proud Regal Tip endorsee for drumsticks. I've used Regal Tip for many years, and one of the things I love the most about that line and that brand is the lacquer on the sticks. It's typically a little thicker than most sticks, and I find that the natural grip that it gives me when your hands heat up a little bit, the sticks just don't slip out of my hands. I just have the type of hands that standard sticks tend to fly out. So I really do love that about the Regal Tip stick. There are a couple of times in the show that there's a bit of a drum feature where I'm playing, the beginning of Time with the Roto Tom intro, or I'm playing samples on the SPD pad, and I break out the lit sticks where every time you hit something, they change colors and they stay lit up. They're super fun and everybody loves them. And you can get them on Amazon like everybody else. There's not any specific brand that I use. We have a couple of different pairs, but these are pretty super cool for a couple of special moments that you want a cool lighting effect. Look at that. You may notice that there are some little sound dampers on the drums. I'm also using moon gels. We use moon gels to dampen some unwanted overtones and kind of, again, make the drums sound a little warmer, slightly a little more vintage sounding. The cool thing now is they make clear moon gels, so if you have white heads, there's an aesthetic that makes them look really nice on the drums. Other than that, I think we're good. It's been a pleasure walking you through this rig for Brit Floyd, and I'll see you guys on stage soon on tour.